Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll start with majority locus division maybe. Div 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 में तो नहीं होंगे.
Div 4.
Okay. So we'll start with div 4 and see मतलब how much question we can discuss. Okay. So first question. How many people were able to do this question?
Sure, probably your screen is not visible.
Not visible.
Yeah, now it's visible. Yeah. So everyone can see the screen, right? Just raise your hand if you can see the screen.
I think it's stuck on Zoom page.
Okay. So is it visible now?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. So the first problem, the Cricket World Cup has started in Chef Land. There are many teams participating in the group stage matches. Any team that score 12 or more points in the group stage matches qualifies for the next stage. You know the score that a particular team has scored in the group stage matches determine if the team has qualified for the next stage or not. So this question is very much straightforward only. So
Yes.
any team that scores 12 or more points has qualified. So
Hmm.
you will just take the input, and if the input is greater than or equal to 12, you'll say qualified, yes. Otherwise, you'll say no. So
I think everyone can code this, right? There's no difficulty in coding this one at least.
simple, yeah. That's why a Codechef is very good point to start. In here, you just need to use some simple operators. In that operator, you'll just need to take input. Uh, just take one variable, take input, compare it. If x is greater than equal to 12, then you need to output yes. Otherwise, else you need to output no. Very simple. So this is the first question. I hope everyone must have done this question.
And guys, if you participate, right, it will be better for both of us, right? If you don't understand any problem at any point of time you're stuck, you can just raise your hand, right? So it will be better for all of us. Yeah, we can continue.
Okay, so let's move to the next question. Worth of a video. So is the screen visible? Worth of a video?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So probably this should be a better question. We know that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay, a bit philosophical here. So let's calculate the worth of a video using this. Okay. Suppose a video has 24 frames or pictures per second and the duration and has a duration of s seconds. Okay. We know that each frame is worth 1,000 words. So how many words is this video worth in total? So we'll be given seconds. Okay. Okay, so this is again very simple one only. So per second, there will be 24 frames. Okay, so we are given a video. So this question is clear, I hope. Clear with everyone now?
Sure, let's ask the audience, right? So if anyone can come up and answer this question, right, it will be better.
Yeah, it is S into 24 into 1000.
Yeah.
And any logic before it?
Logic like
S-
it
uh,
is basic
it's
Yeah,
simple only.
basic
each
math.
question directly says this, right? So we
Yeah.
don't need to even put our mind, just read a statement and execute it as it is given. Yeah, quite
Uh,
simple.
It is straightforward given that per second we'll have 24 frames and uh, 24 frames in a 24 picture in a frame, and each picture is worth 1,000 words. So just we'll do this and we'll get our answer. This again is a very simple question. So here also you'll just take input of test cases, and then you'll take input of the seconds, and then you'll just output this. And the constraints are also low, so you don't need to worry about integer overflow or anything. You can just simply multiply. Otherwise, while multiplication in CP, there's a uh, almost a guarantee only that it will overflow. So that we'll discuss in some other constraint. Here it's not worth discussing.
Yeah, so yeah, in future many such questions we will encounter. So no need.
Okay, so next question. So this question seems interesting. How many people were able to solve this question? Best of n sets. Is my screen visible? Best of n sets.
Yeah, sure, it's visible. Yeah.
Okay. So how many people were able to solve this question? Because this. Okay, Ayushi, Vivek. Okay, and Gaurav and Saurav.
Let's give Vivek a chance. Vivek, if you can come up and explain the question to our audience, right? Vivek, can you hear me? I think you're on mute, Vivek, if you're trying to speak something. No worries. Yeah, sure, we can continue, I think. He has some
Okay.
net issue or something.
Okay, so best of n sets. This is the problem here. In the problem statement, it's given that Sonu and T2 are playing a tennis match. They are playing a best of n sets match. N is always odd. That means that they will play at most n sets. And the person who has won most sets wins the match. Okay, so very simple. And n will always be odd, so we'll always have a winner. But they are smart. If they notice at any point that one of them has no chance of winning the match, they'll stop the match right then without playing out all n sets needlessly. For example, suppose n is equal to 11, and at some point Sonu has won 5 sets and T2 has won 4 sets. Sonu is leading now, but it is possible that T2 wins the 2 remaining sets and wins the whole match. So they'll not stop right now. But suppose Sonu wins the next set as well. So now it becomes 6-4. Now, even though there is one set remaining, there is no chance of T2 winning the whole match. Okay, since at best, even if he wins the next set, the score will become 6-5 and Sonu still wins. So they will stop at score 6-4 and declare Sonu as the winner. As another example, if n is equal to 15 and the score is 8-2, they'll stop right now since there is no way T2 for T2 to win the match. Okay, even if T2 wins. Okay. So it's very simple. If any point uh, the number of sets one person has won become greater than n by 2, then they'll stop the match straight away.
N by 2
You
plus 1.
greater than n by 2 or n by 2 plus 1. You are watching the match and you see that the match has ended with a score of xy. That is, Sonu has won x sets and T2 has won y sets. But you don't know what n is. Can you find out n and just knowing the final score? Okay. So it's again simple only. Who all okay, Ayushi and Vivek were able to solve this question. Here
Vivek,
is
are you able to unmute yourself now? You rejoined, I saw now.
Hello.
Yeah, Vivek, we can hear you. Yeah, just go ahead and say if you can solve how to solve this one.
Sir, in this problem, if one of both of one, if anyone, Sonu or Tito, if they um, win at least n by 2 matches, then they stop. So
No,
we
no,
just have to.
not at least. It should be greater than n by 2.
Oh, sorry. Then so we have to just check the maximum, the maximum of twice of them. If it is odd, then that will be the answer. Else we will subtract one from that twice of maximum.
Okay, very straightforward and very like simple approach. What he is telling that he will do twice of maximum. Suppose it is 4 and 8, so he'll do twice of maximum, which will come out to be 16. But 16 is not odd, and it is given that the number of matches will always be odd only. So what he'll do, he'll subtract 1 from it, and they'll stop there. And here we have the number of matches. So is this clear to all? Suppose the match is of 11 points and they stop at 5 and 6. Means they played till the very last set. And in the last set, it was decided that, okay, this person is winning. So now what he'll do, he'll just pick out select the maximum. So maximum is this one, 6. So he'll just take out 6 and then he'll multiply it with 2. It comes out to be 12. Since the number of matches will always be odd, so he'll simply subtract 1 from it and we get the answer 11. And 11 is the answer. And for this one also, 10 and 8. So he takes out the maximum number. It comes out to be 10. He'll do 10 into 2. It comes out to be 20. And 20, since it's even, it has to be odd. He'll do minus 1 and it will become 19. And 19 is the answer.
So yeah, this is again straightforward, I should say, right? If you read the question well, right? As the instructions are given, if you execute at the same in the same manner, right, you get your desired answer.
So is this clear? Or has anyone thought any different approach? I am sure people must have thought some different approach because I was not thinking this way, which Vivek suggested. IOC, did you thought the same way or your approach was different?
No, sure. The same way I thought, because the maximum one person can score is like half plus one. So if we double the maximum score, then it will be the total n that we will get, like the number of matches. So, and the number of matches needs to be odd, so we can just subtract one.
Like
Okay,
these
so
type of questions should actually it test our patience, right? Like seeing the question itself, we are right how to solve this question. So big question, how will we read, how will we solve? But generally, what I've seen, the questions are big, honestly, are easy. Generally, if you see in the code forces, right, the tough question at the end, they are very short, pretty short, 2 to 3 lines only.
so uh, again, I'll summarize this question again for those who are watching if they have not understood how they come to this approach, Ayushi and Vivek. So what they did is simply, when will we stop the match? When some person's score becomes greater than half, okay, greater than n by 2. So if someone's score becomes greater than n by 2, okay, so what it will become n by 2 plus 1, okay, simply, and then they will stop the match. And this n by 2 plus 1 can we can achieve this n by 2 plus 1 at the beginning of the match, like starting n by 2 plus 1 match, the first player wins, or we can achieve this at the very last set also. Like in this case, the match was finished in the very last set, or it may happen that straight away player B wins 6 matches. So players 1 wins 6 match straight and player 2 wins 0 matches. So any of the possibilities very much possible. So what we'll do, when will the match start? It is very much clear when the score reaches n by 2 plus 1. And we all know that for integer, when we divide by 2, it becomes, uh, it takes the floor value. So when we divide some odd number, say 9 by 2, it will come out to be 4. When we divide some 11 with 2, it will come out to be 5. Okay. So suppose we have got one odd number and we'll find this value n by 2 plus 1. Okay. And if any player reaches this, wins this many sets, then the game will automatically stop. And the game has stopped at this point. Suppose we'll take out the maximum and then we'll multiply it with 2. So what will happen? The what what we'll get? When we multiply it with 2?
It will give us the total number of matches.
+1.
Plus 1. Yeah. So
Yeah.
suppose we are multiplying this. Okay. So what we'll get? We'll get n plus 2. Simply we'll put. But we this is an even number. Okay. Sorry. This actually has reduced. Matlab, suppose we are having uh, the total number of matches as 9. So what we'll get as, what will be n by 2 plus 1? It will be,
Floor of
it will be 5. Okay. So if any player wins 5 matches, then he wins. That's the criteria. If we have 11 matches in total, then if any player wins, n by 2 plus 1, n by 2 becomes 6 here, n by 2 plus 1. So n by 2 becomes 5 plus 1, it will be 6. Okay. So if any player wins 6 matches, then he wins. Okay. So what we are getting 6 here, what we are getting uh 5 here. So if we'll do into 2, what we'll get 12. And here also what we are getting 10. And as you all can see that this is just one more than the actual number of matches because it has to be odd. So we'll need to subtract 1 from it. And here also, like, it will be tough to express it with variables. You have to get some good feel of maths. Then you can see that the number is n plus 1 and plus 1 is extra. So we'll just subtract this one. So leave it. Just with simple uh, experiments, you can reach out to this conclusion. So I hope this is very much clear.
If someone still has doubt, they can ask. Feel free to ask. Yeah, I think all are good. Sure, we can proceed.
Okay, so next question is minimum XOR. Okay, so how many people were able to solve this question?
Okay, it seems Vivek was only able to solve it. Girdhari, Saurav, did you try this question or no?
I am tried, sir, but I did not solve this question.
No issues. What about you, Girdhari?
सर ट्राई नहीं किया था.
कोई नहीं, चलो अपने try करते हैं. Okay, at least you can write like when while we're discussing, you can be very attentive, right, and try your best to focus. Okay. So yeah, sure. Here the question says you are given an integer, right? It's basically you have an array of an integer. You have to make the bitwise XOR of all the element as minimum as possible.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay. So I'll read the question, Karan.
sure.
Okay. So the problem says we have got n integers from a1 to an. Okay. And we have to make the bitwise XOR of all the elements as minimum as possible. So I hope everyone is aware about bitwise XOR. If anyone is not familiar with what XOR is, so simple. I'll straight just put um, if we have got some bit as 1 and another bit as 0. If we take it XOR of them, it will come out to be
1.
1. And if we have got one bit as 0 and another bit as 1, what their XOR will be?
0.
0,
1.
1
1.
only. So if we have got different bits, then their XOR will be 1. And suppose if we have got 1 and 1, then their XOR will be 0. If we have got two zeros, then their XOR will again be 0 itself. So this is the notation for XOR. This is for OR, and this is for AND. So since some people will be starting also, so they might not be familiar for them, it will be useful. Okay, so what is asked in the question? You are allowed to remove at most one element. Okay, note that this means you can also choose to not remove any element. Okay, so either we can remove just one element, or we do not remove any element at all. So we have
Uh,
got these two options.
Basically, if you want to remove now, we can remove at max one element. We cannot remove two elements. That's the question say. It's on us if you want to remove or not. And if at all we want to remove, we can remove at max one element, any element of our choice.
And so yeah, so what is the final minimum XOR you can achieve after removing at most one element? So I hope the question is very much straightforward. There's no story to the question. It's pretty much straightforward. You will be having n numbers. You will have to reduce their bitwise XOR. You will have to make their XOR as many as possible. And for this, what you can do is you can remove one element, or you keep all the elements intact, like
So
just
let's go to an
all the numbers.
example that it will be better.
Okay. And here, like for newbies, like for taking XOR, you use the symbol.
Yeah, basically we use right
Hmm.
shift 6, right? In our
Yeah.
laptop if you're using a
LQ.
keyboard.
Oh, sorry, shift 6.
Yeah. So let's go to the example Shubhio, right? In a sample test case one, right? Let's say if we choose to remove, if we choose that we won't want to remove any element, right? So what will be the answer? 2 XOR 4 XOR 3 XOR 6, right? Which if you calculate, it will be 3, I believe. Let's see, Shub. What is it? So yeah, how to do bitwise XOR? Shub, yeah, can you just let us know? Shub will teach us how to do bitwise XOR for those who don't know.
So simply, if we'll uh, bitwise, or again, like, or we can do uh, one after another, like adding one number after another doesn't uh, cause any change in the result. Like we can take theirs or first theirs, or like we can go in any manner, and the end result will be same only. So we'll simply go straight and calculate XOR of all the numbers. So we'll go to first 2 and 4. So 2 looks like this. Bit representation of 2 looks like this. Bit representation of 4 looks like this. So we can take the leading one as 0 again. So what their XOR will be? So all the people in the class, can you tell me?
I think this basics you should know, right, everyone? The same bit XOR is 0 and different bit it's
Zero.
1. Yeah, for different bit we have 1 and for same bit we have 0. So 0 XOR 0 is 0, 1 XOR 1 is 0. 1 XOR 0 or 0 XOR 1 is 1, correct? So yeah, if basically you're solving all this question and you're facing difficulty in these things, right? So Shubh, they can follow the PPS bit section, right? 10 to 11 videos are there, which we have great help to them. And also they can follow the RM series. We have uploaded the bits video on YouTube, right?
So here we get their XOR as this number. So we are not concerned whether it's maximum or minimum, but just we are taking the XOR. And then the next number we have is 3. So 3 will look something like this. When we take their XOR, the resulting number will be this one. And then when we go to 6, 6, then 6 looks something like this. And when we take their XOR, the number will look something like this. So the final resultant, if we don't remove any number, is 3. I hope this is very much clear.
Yeah. So guys, if we talk about a brute force, right? So first option was we don't remove any. So if we don't remove any element, our answer is 3, correct? So let's say if we remove 6, right, Shubh? So we have to take the XOR of 2, 4, and 3. I think that will be, if we do calculate, right, it will be around 7 or something like that. 5, I think. If we
2,
do
4,
the
3 will be 5.
yeah. So is in this case we have 5, and let's say if we remove 3, so we have 2, 4, 6. So XOR is I think 0, right, Shubh?
Yeah. 2 4's XOR comes out to be this number,
And
and
6.
this number is 6 only. And then we'll do 6 XOR 6, and since 6 again will look something very similar to this 6.
Zero.
So their XOR,
Zero.
XOR will be straight away 0.
Yeah.
And
So
this
now
is
if
the
we remove 4, right? So 2 XOR 3 XOR 6, which is I believe 7.
hmm,
And at last if we remove the 2, right? So we get 4 XOR 3 XOR 6, which is I believe 1. So we tried all the cases, right? So if we try all the cases, the minimum answer which we are getting right is 0, right? In the case of 2 XOR 4 XOR 6, while we are removing 3. So the
and
question,
XOR can never be less than 0. So
obviously,
you can be relieved that if you are getting 0, that is the minimum answer. You can just straight away print 0 if you are getting 0 at any point.
correct. So the brute force, right, which comes to our mind when we see the question, we can try out all the possible cases, right? So
Hmm.
probably I think that will be n plus 1 cases, right, Shiv? Like one case is not removing any element, and another n cases are removing each of the n element, right? One by one.
Hmm.
And for each of the n plus 1 cases, you have to do an iteration over the array. So I think it comes over around n square. N plus 1 times iteration over n. So it's n square complexity. If we try about the brute force, right? Like for the first case, we take the XOR of all the element. So that's O of n complexity. For the second case, we remove 2 and we take up XOR of 4, 3, 6. That's again n. So likewise, we iterate over the entire array n times. So it's n square complexity. I think which won't be accepted, right? Because the array size is 10 to the power 5. So it's a failure. So does anyone has any idea how to reduce it to n log n or something like that so that it can be accommodated with the given input test size?
And to clarify, many times you get this. So this means like sum of n over all test cases does not exceed 3 to 3 into 10 to the power 5. So this simply means, like for basic understanding, you can think like n is 3 into 10 to the power 5. So if we have this much n, what all approaches can we think of? We cannot certainly think about n square. We can think of n log n. We can think of n, but we can't think beyond that. So this was the very first video of CP course, CP bootcamp.
Yeah, where we had a discussion, right? How to analyze like while seeing the value of n, how to set up a clear picture in our mind, right? What approach to take on, right? For before. Like generally we see in n is 15 or 20, then we automatically think of some recursive approach, right? When with see n is around 5,000, we automatically think of some DP or some brute force approach. While we see when n is too large, right? So we should think of some straightforward greedy approach so that we can solve the question. Okay. So yeah,
So
does anyone has any idea how to approach this
no
question?
one was able to solve this question.
Bhaiya, I've done it.
Yeah, Vivek. So let's give Tanmoy a chance. Tanmoy, you were able to do, right?
Yeah.
Tanmoy, let's give him a chance. Tanmoy, yeah,
Should I
explain.
discuss the approach, the full approach?
You discuss the approach. How did you solve this
Okay,
question?
Okay.
you discuss the intuition, and then we'll see.
Okay, so the main intuition is if any two same element XOR is 0. So this is the main intuition. So using this, we can reduce the time complexity from n square to n. I mean, we don't have to iterate all over the elements, all over the n elements of the array.
So yeah, he's very simply put it. So eh, what he said is clear to all, or
So like the very first thing, right, which we should keep in our mind is the if we XOR two same number, right, Shiv, the answer is always 0.
yeah.
This should be in our mind. Now, a very good approach, right? We can keep a variable answer, right? So first case that we have to take the XOR of all the variables. So we keep it in the answer, right? Let's make an array, right? So of A, B, C, D, 4 elements, A, B, C, D.
Let's not go into variables. Let's take some real numbers only. Otherwise, it becomes hard for.
No, no, Shiv, let's try a small array A, B, C, D. This will be clear to people. A, B, C, D, right? So let's say we keep a variable answer, right? Shiv? Answer is equal to A XOR B XOR C XOR D, right? C XOR D, yeah. Now we can iterate, right, over the entire array, and let's say we do A XOR answer. So, Tanmay, what will be the answer of A XOR answer?
A XOR answer will be B XOR C XOR D
Obviously,
at the end of
because
the
we
day.
know
Yes,
if two same numbers are XORed, then the result is 0.
0.
So,
Yeah.
so B XOR C. So, here we get the first case, right? By removing A, what's the answer? And for this case, it's checking off one time.
Yes,
Previously, what we were doing when we were removing A, so we were taking XOR of the entire array again, right, Shiv? So it was O of n for removing one element. Now, for removing only A, we need O of one time. Now, similarly, if you want to remove B, what should we do? Answer XOR B, correct?
yes.
Yeah,
Answer XOR B, right, Shiv?
yeah.
Huh.
So our answer is what? Simply A XOR B XOR C XOR D,
And we
and
can
then
iterate.
yeah, iterate over the whole of the array. And if we take XOR with A, then A will get cancelled out, and we'll get result as B XOR C XOR D. And if we take XOR with B, then we'll get answer as A XOR C XOR D. And again, if we take XOR with C, then we'll get A XOR B XOR D. And then finally, when we take XOR with D, we'll get A XOR B XOR C. And we had this answer from before. So what we'll do, we'll take minimum of these all, and hopefully we'll get our answer from this.
Like Tanmay, if you can paste your code in the chat, right, it will be better for all.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Simply, yeah, simply this one property, XOR of two numbers is 0. Okay, and XOR of any number with 0 is the same number, are also very important. Like if we take XOR of A XOR A, and it will come out to be 0. And same, if we take XOR of A with 0, it will come out to be A. So these two again are important things.
Yeah. So basically, the first is the identity property, second one that Shiv wrote, right? A XOR some 0 is A. So this is the identity property, and this first one which Shiv wrote, right? That's the not getting the name exact, but nullify property or something was the name. Yeah.
I think inverse.
Yeah. It was the XOR inverse, right? And second one is the identity inverse. Correct.
Okay, so I hope this is clear, and Tanmay
And
has pasted his
so
sheet.
we can, if you can copy this code right in the editor, audience will be able to go through it once.
Okay, if anyone has any issue, they'll ask. It's simple, straightforward only. But if they have any problem, they'll let them ask.
I was not able to get about this identity. So that is the thing I stuck in this question.
So now it's clear now.
Yes.
Like
Okay. So
the bit
this,
properties are really important, right? Like these should come to our mind whenever we see such questions, right? And this happens with practice. There are many bits question, different
Yeah.
variety if we practice regularly, right? So like when this property, there are many property which we face in the 75 contest challenge. So this will be automatically brushed up as we practice.
Yeah. Sure.
and like with bits, only we have to focus on these all things only. Okay. And
Like identity are the only concern in bit. Otherwise, they're easy, I think.
mhm. And once you get familiar with like this thing, if you would have solved beforehand, or if you are like familiar, then you will be able to solve it quite simply only. So without wasting much time, let's move to the next problem. So how many people attempted this problem? Alter ego.
We can see significant power ratio, like the before question it's 9,000 around submission, and for this one it's 400 around, or 300, I'm so sorry.
300.
Yeah.
So yeah, many people ask, like, do we need to solve all the problems? Okay, so you don't need to solve all the problems, but you need to solve till this problem. So where you see this drastic decrease, this is the threshold. Like, this is where the majority of people are. They are able to solve them. And if you are not able to solve, like, it's no problem. This is what everyone, for like majority of the people, will be able to solve.
Yeah, but sure, like everyone should solve this for like very quickly, fast, right? Even if they solve this to for very fast, so they get a good rank. But yeah, you should target at least this 5 questions in an ideal contest. But the first four should be very fast. Like you should have hands-on practice with them.
Yeah, and if you solve this problem, like this, the final problem which we are seeing here, then you can expect a very good rank. Like a rank within 300 is very good. Like where some around 20-30,000 people are participating and you are getting under 300 rank, that's really amazing. And you can put it in your,
Yeah, CV also.
yeah, CV also, and it will be very good, uh, what you can say, proof of your skills. So this all questions, the first four which we discussed, everyone should try to do them as fast as possible. And this last problem, this is a bit tricky, and this has to be tricky only because we see exponential decrease. Like here, there is hardly any change. Here, the number becomes like 3 by 2. Okay. And from here, the number becomes by 2 of this. Here, the number becomes by what?
12, 13.
Okay, so suppose this is 9,000 by 300 by 30. So this is a drastic change. And sorry, this is not, this is 3 by 4. So like this will be game changer. So okay. Mm,
So
lot of
let's limit our discussion to here, right? Sure. Let's discuss this problem for the first contest of the 75 contest challenge.
Hmm. So, okay, no one was able to solve this problem. Okay. And few people have attempted it. That's good. That's good. You should attempt the problem. Whether you are able to solve or not solve, that's of no concern for now. Okay. So consider an array A of size n, A1, A2 to n, where n is even. Okay. The alter ego of this array A is another array B. Okay. Which is computed as follows. Start with an empty array B. Okay. For I ranging from 1 to n by 2, insert the elements ai plus n by 2 and uh, absolute difference of ai minus ai plus n by 2 to the end of the array, where mod x refers to the absolute value of x. Okay. So absolute value, I hope everyone is aware, like it will come out to be positive only. So rearrange the array B in some random order. So as you can see, because of the third point, an array A can have multiple alter ego arrays. Given an array B of even length n, your job is to find if there exists an array A such that B is the alter ego of A. And if it does exist, find such an array A with the maximum possible sum of elements. Okay. So is the question clear?
Yes.
Okay. Uh,
And for others, like I didn't see, like if we need further explanation to this question, you can always ask.
just that if you don't give up and if you continue thinking, right, you will get to the answer. So here a very brute thing which I think, right? Let's start with a very small example, right? Let's say n equal to 2, correct?
Hmm.
If n is equal to 2, we can see, right, if both the numbers are odd or both the numbers are even, then only an answer is possible, right? Let's say the two numbers are a and b, right? Let's say the two numbers are a and b, right? So what will be the alter ego of a plus b and a minus b?
Hmm.
So tell me if both A and B are of the same parity, odd and even, right? So we get both the elements as even, right?
So yeah, this thing is should be clear. Like if we are adding two odd number, we'll get an odd number. Sorry, even number.
Even. Hmm.
If we are adding to even number, we'll
Yes.
get an even number again. If we are adding one odd and one even, or
Odd.
alter alternate also, then we'll get an
Odd.
odd. So this should
Yeah,
be clear.
yeah. So if in our normal array we have A and B, right? So in our alter ego we have A plus B and A minus B, and you know that if A and B are A and B are odd, so answer will be even, right? And if A and B are even, then also answer will be even. And let's say A is odd, B is even, then should answer will be again odd. But it's never possible that we get an answer which is odd and even. I think this sounds good. Let's say let's say in the array A we have two elements A and B, correct?
Hmm.
A and B, right? What are the cases? Let's say A is odd and B is odd. A is O, it's odd and odd, right? O. Then our alter ego element will have both elements are even, right? Both is even, correct?
Hmm.
And let's say if A and B both are even, then our alter ego will have both is even again, because even plus even is also even and even minus even is also even, right? And the last case, let's say A is odd and B is even, or vice versa.
Hmm.
Then also our answer will be odd and odd. It's never possible to get an answer which is odd and even. Either you get both as even or both as odd. Assume let's say A is odd number and B is even.
That thing I think is very much clear. Let's take a simple number also.
5
5
to
and 2.
then also your answer will be 7 and 3. It's never possible to get both even or like one even, one odd, right? That's when the last case we have answer -1. I think this striked me for this example.
Okay, so I think I'm getting some intuition. So let me share it with you all guys. So here we have got, first of all, we have sorted this array. So this one thing which Karan told should be very much clear. We should have same number of even and odd pairs. Number of even should be equal to number of odd elements in the array.
This makes sense, right?
Sorry, number of like we should have number of even numbers and number of odd numbers should be an even, like they should occur in pair. For every even there should be other even number,
Yes.
and for every odd there should be other odd number.
Because just now we saw the example, right? If any two pair we taken in an array A, the alter ego will produce both element as the same pair, right?
Okay,
Any
sorry.
number we take, this pair will be of the same parity. It will be both odd or both even.
Okay, so again, like, sorry for misguiding you guys again. Like we can have this also, 4 4 6 and like 3. Okay, so this is a its alter ego will be 2 10. Okay, and the next 7 and 1. Okay, so yeah, here we had disproportionate odd and even, but here we are getting the same number of odd and evens. Let's take another example. 2 3 6 8. Oh, it comes out to be the same only. 2 3 6 9, let's take, and then their alter ego will be 8 4 and then 12 6. Okay, let's take another example. 1 5 2 and let's take 9. So their alter ego will be 1 3 then 4 14. So this is very much clear. Odd and even will always occur in pair.
One second, Bhaiya, I think you are doing wrong because in your first example, 4463, you have yes, first example 4463. Yes, for that you have the answer is 2107. So how can you derive this 4463, which is a alter ego array, from 2171? Because if you sum 2 plus 7, then it would be
446 is first is the array. 2 10 7 1 is alter
No,
array.
no, this is the array. Yes, this is the
original
array.
array.
This is the alter ego array.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought
Okay.
this is the alter ego array, the first one.
So yeah, I hope the confusion which I created is very much clear. So odd and even will always occur in pair. Not the number of even and number of odd will be equal, but odd and even will always occur in pair. Like say we have got this example, say 1 2 3, and let's take again 5 7 and 9. So what will, this is the original array, okay, and what will be its alter ego array? Its alter ego array will be 5 plus 1, 6, and 5 minus 1, 4. Then again 2 plus 7, it will be 9, and 7 minus 2, it will be 5. Then 3 plus 9, it will be 12, and 9 minus 3, it will be 6. Okay. So here we can see that we have got unequal number of odd and even. Like we have got 4 evens and we have got 4 odds. Sorry, 2 odds. So the number of odd and even is different, but the odd and even always occur in pair. So like if we are getting even, we'll get an even in pair. Like if we are adding to even, we'll get an even resultant, and the same if we are subtracting two evens, then we'll get even as difference also. So whatever we are getting in pair. So the number of evens and the number of odd should always be divisible by 2. If it's not the case, we can print out -1. I hope this is clear for the -1 case at least. Or shall I explain again?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask. So Tanmay, is it clear?
Yes, it's clear. Also, I think Bhaiya, we can do this also. If the summation of two elements is odd, then the answer wouldn't be possible. Like for that first sample one, in sample one there is 4 to 8 to 10 4. So if we can derive the answer, so for that 10 and 4, the answer would be 7 and 5, I guess. So we can do that using 10 plus 4 by 2 and 10 minus 4 by 2. So in that way we can derive our original array. But for the third test case, 2 and 3, we cannot do that because 2 plus 3 would be 5, and so 5 by 2 would be would give us an odd integer. So
okay. So yeah, that is again a very good checkpoint.
Yeah.
Like if we have the sum of all the numbers as odd, then we'll print -1. Otherwise, we'll print some possible, some answer is possible.
I'll still calculate something, right?
Yeah. So this thing is very much clear. Like if we are getting odd and even, then there must occur some pair to it. Okay. And other thing which we have derived is like, since odd and even are occurring in pair, so odd plus odd, since we have got even number of odds, so we'll pair all the odds together. And once all the odds are paired together, so sum of the odd numbers, what will you get? There will be even only. Of two odds will be even only. And again, sum of two evens will be even again. So overall, we can say that the sum should be even only. Clear?
Okay, so let's discuss
And
it in
if the
detail. Yeah.
so the case when the answer is not possible is very much clear. So now
I have some intuitions here now. So yeah, let me share my screen. Okay. Yeah. Screen sharing is disabled for me, it's showing. I don't know why.
sorry, had a network issue. Sorry, am I audible now?
yes.
Okay. So
And
hmm,
I would like to share some insights in this question. I got some intuition. Like, if you might, you can allow me to share the screen, right? I'll explain. I try to explain this one. Yeah. So, Shiv, is my screen visible?
हाँ भैया visible.
हाँ
Yeah. Yeah. So, सबको screen देख पा रहे हैं, right?
हाँ
Yeah. As Shiv was saying it, I got the intuition from what Shiv said. Let's say this is our array A. Okay. So, just now we discussed what will be the array B. Probably something like this, right? A plus D, A minus D, B plus E, B minus E, C plus F. Is this correct? Or C minus F? Makes sense, right? This one.
Yes.
And you all know that this will be a pair, right? Like either both will be odd or both will be even, right? Shiv, this was we were discussing now.
Hmm.
Huh. So let's say this is a pair, this is also a pair, this is also a pair. So now you know, since it odd or even number occur in pairs. So what we can do, this is our array B which is given to us, correct? We have this array in our question. Our question gives us this array. So we can calculate in this array, right? How many odd numbers are there and even numbers are there, right? How
Hmm.
many odd numbers and even number are there?
Hmm.
If we have both as even, right? Because they are current pair. So number of odd numbers should be an even count. Number of even numbers should be an even count. If both are even counted, right, Shiv, then we can proceed. Else we have to stop it and we can put minus one. This makes sense, right? Basic. This is what Shiv explained in detail now. Correct?
Yes.
This makes sense, right? Everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's say the count. Now we have an odd array, right? Let's say we have an odd array. Okay. Let's say we have an odd array, right? Which contains all the odd elements of array B, correct? And we have an even array which contains all the even elements of array B, right? Correct? Now let's say this is an we know these two number, right? Now we want to get A you know A plus D and you know A minus D. Now how will you get back A and D? Let's say this is X and this is Y. You are given these elements, right? You want to
Hmm.
get back your original array. So I think we have to do x plus y by 2 and x plus y by 2. Is it correct or wrong? Just correct me.
Correct.
Sure, is this correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So if we add up both the number, right? So we get A and D. This is what we needed initially, correct? And what's the specialty? And A and these two are a pair, right? These two are either even or odd number. It cannot happen that we can add even and odd. So these two are a single pair. So what this is what we can do exactly, right? In this one. So we can have an array of all the odd elements which are there, right? An array of all the even elements which are there, right? Now we want to make array A. And the specialty is that A should have the maximum sum, right? All the elements of A should be very, very big, right? Because the question said if there are multiple A possible, we should have an A which has the maximum sum, right? So for having maximum sum, we can take a small element and we can take a big element, right? So let's say these are all the even elements which are present in array B. So let's say this is B1, B2, B3, and B4. So what we can do, one element will be B1 plus B4 by 2. One is B4 minus B1 by 2. Correct? And one more will be B2 plus B3 by 2 and B3 minus B2 by 2. Similarly, for odd, you can find out all the elements. You can pair these two, and these two. You get all the elements. And I think this will be a correct answer for this also, which is what
No
I
भैया,
believe.
it will be B1 plus B3 by 2 and B2 plus B4 by 2.
Does is it any problem? Like it's the same thing, right? If I add this, see at the end, it's the same thing. It won't create any impact, which I believe. Would it, Tanmay?
हाँ.
एक ही बात होगा ना?
How?
क्योंकि कंट्रीब्यूट B3 इसमें करे ओवरऑल सम अरे ए का ज्यादा होना चाहिए, राइट? ए का ओवरऑल सम ज्यादा होना चाहिए, तो आप उसको कहीं भी कंट्रीब्यूट कराओ, कंट्रीब्यूशन का तो वो तो नहीं बदल रहा ना उसका.
No.
है ना, वो कंट्रीब्यूट तो अभी भी B3/2 ही कर रहा है, इसमें करे इसमें करे, कंट्रीब्यूट तो उतना ही कर रहा है, तो ओवरऑल एरे का ए सम तो उतना ही बढ़वाएगा मेरे सामने तो, है ना. Let's take an example, right? Shiv, okay, anyone, if you can take an example, right, it will be clear. If anyone can dictate an example.
We can take a first example.
What's the example?
1 second.
Shiv, if you can say
4282.
4 to 8. Okay. So we have to,
104.
okay, 10-4. Okay. So we can scan this array, right? And make an odd and even array. So here if you see odd, so no elements are odd, right? And all are even, right? 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, 10, correct? Now, what's our first check? We should see the size of this odd array. Is it an even number? Yeah, it's an even number, correct? Is it an even number? Yeah, it's an even number. So definitely answer won't be -1. This makes sense, right? Because now,
Yes.
now coming to this, we have to frame our array A again. So I told we can do a basic check, right? We can add these two number. 10 plus 2/2 is 6, and 10 minus 2/2 is 4, correct? Again, these two number. 8 plus 4/2 is again 6, I believe. And 8 minus 2/2 is 3. Again, these two number. It's again 4 plus 4/2 is 4, and it's 0. So see, it's also a possible answer, which I believe, right? It won't be wrong to say this is our correct answer.
Yes.
Because if you revert, right, if you revert back, you'll get this array, I believe, right? And to check it's correct or wrong, what we can do, we can put a check, right? How? If we revert back, right, let's check an order and try to revert back, we'll get the same answer. So yeah, this is also correct answer. Similarly, we can take one more example. Second example was 3544, right? Okay. So let's make two array, odd and even. So what are the odd elements? 3 and 5, correct?
3, 5.
Even is 4 and 4. Now we check the size of the odd and even array. So odd array has a size of 2, which is an
2.
even number. So that means we have perfect odd pairs. Even number size is again 2. That means we have perfect even pairs. Now what we can do here is, so this passes our basic criteria. Now if you go ahead, right? Now we have to make the elements. So we can easily do, right? 4 plus 4/2 is 4. 4 minus 4/2 is 0. Correct? And 3, 5. 3 plus 5/2 is 4. 3 minus 5/2 is 1. So this is a possible answer. Maybe it doesn't match the given answer, but this is also a possible answer. Okay.
Yes.
And the third test, which I still remember, is 2 and 3, correct? So here if you make the array, right, what will be the odd array? It contains only 2. Even array contains only 3, right? So what? So since the odd array has an odd size, so this is not possible. -1 straight away.
Yes.
I think I'm clear to my point.
Yes.
What say, Ayushi?
Yes. But Karan, apart from this -1 case, for the other cases, I have tried this approach only, but only one test case was passing.
Okay, it was failing. You can share your code, Ayushi, once. Let's see that. I think we should pass it.
Okay, yeah.
We are no wrong here. Let's see at the code. Maybe we get an insight.
Maybe because I did not handle the -1 case correctly. Maybe because of that. Let me share my code.
Yeah, sure. Rest all, is this clear? The approach, we should discuss it again. Like,
Clear.
Yes.
things start with like whenever you get a greedy question, right? If you see a greedy series, you have discussed this thing. That the best approach is try for short examples. Like N2 and 3. So we got an intuition. If I when I tried for N equal to 2, I got an intuition. Okay. So we need odd pair, even pair. So and gradually if you expand it, right? So you get an answer.
Also, by using this logic, the array we are creating, so this is
Yeah.
the largest sum possible. But I mean, this is the largest sum array because
Huh.
you can try other cases also, but it will be less.
Obviously, yeah, obviously, because this will be the largest sum array. See, this one also. We are not printing the answer correctly. That's it. See, because why? 3 and 5, right? So, this is the case, right? The first element should be 3 and the third element should be, right? No, sorry. We got what? 3 and 5 is 4 and 4, right? 4 and, okay, what did we get here?
4
4,
and
4.
1.
4
4
and
and
0, right? So, this should be 4, this should be 0, right? Alternate elements, right? Because that's the question given. I plus n by 2, right?
yes.
And this one we got 4 and 1. So, again, 4 and 1. So we should print it like this, right? Not like this. The printing format is wrong.
Yes, we have to just rearrange.
Yeah,
But
we have
the
to
answer is wrong.
rearrange. Yeah.
Yes.
I believe this will be correct. It won't be wrong, which I firmly believe. Let's see. Let's see. Let's try to submit this code once and we'll see. Yeah. Ayushi, did you say your code?
Yes, Karan, I pasted in the chat.
Yeah. So I think everyone can see this code also. So Ayushi has sorted it and okay, what have we done?
Actually, I didn't get the logic of x plus y by 2 directly, so I just
Mm-hmm.
took it as
Maybe this fails at some places, right, Ayushi? Let's try to code this. Let me just open my data. Quickly we'll code it and we'll
yeah.
see. Okay. Let me share my screen. Yeah, is the screen visible? You can give a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Is it?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Yeah, let's code it quickly. So yeah, just tell me. After many days, I'm coding a question actually. How should we start? Do we need bits here, or are we using some function? Yeah, we're using short, right? So we should have a bits to handle it.
Yeah.
Let's quickly code it. Okay, so I think we don't need long here, right? Or do we need? Gaurav?
No.
So we can give two odd even array, right? Odd and even, right? And what was the first step? We iterate over the array B. And we take it as input, correct? After this, what? Then we check the element,
We
right?
divide. Yes.
If it is
Even
odd, we
or
can push it in the
Odd
odd part.
odd vector.
Else, you can
If
push it in
even,
the
then
even.
we push it in the even vector.
Correct? Now, a basic check is, right, if odd not size mod 2, it's odd, right? Then we can print out +1.
-1.
Else, we can go inside. Then what we have to do with a short board array, right? Makes sense? I think what is happening? Okay. Yeah. So what we have to do? Let's iterate over the odd array, right? Its size is equal to odd dot size by 2, correct? Sorry, odd dot size, let's say. Let's say odd dot size by 2, let's keep it. It will be better, right? So iterate in what? I0 to I is the size, right? And plus. What's the first element? Int first element is what? First element plus last element by 2.
2.
So we get odd of first element plus how to get the last element? Yeah.
No, odd.
Odd of that, it's a 2 into size, right? -1 minus I.
Okay.
Correct? Just try to see this is correct or no. Yeah. By 2. Sorry. And similarly, second element is what? Odd of 2 into size minus 1 minus I minus odd
minus
of
1
I
by 2.
by 2. This is correct, right? So we can have in the array A of I, right? What we can do? We can have this element.
F first equal to first.
Let's keep a separate counter for A, right? It will be better, I think. We can keep a variable counter for A in k equal to 0, right? Now, in array of A of k, right? What we can do? We can put this one element, right? F, right? An array of k plus n by 2, correct? We can have S, right? And we can increment k every time. I think this is correct. All of you got this, right? Why did I keep a separate counter
Huh.
for k? Because k has a different size, right?
Yes.
I have to update the size variable to what? Even, not size by 2, correct? And the same thing I have to do for the even array B, nothing else. Is it? Am I going the correct manner?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Just give us a feedback that what do you want? Do you want us to solve the question like raw in front of you, or do you want us that we should solve the question before discussing it so that it will be quick? Which approach works for you? Because I think this approach takes more time, which I believe. But if this helps you, then we can stick to this. Else, we can stick to the other approach of discussing the long part.
I feel like this is helpful because we get to know the intuition, how it is coming.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. I think this is perfect. This should run. Just we don't know. Yeah. I think there are no right runtime error or something. Just nothing missing. So many errors. Why?
Closing bracket.
Okay. Yeah. None of you pointed out this one.
Square bracket.
Anywhere else? Either be no?
Either.
Anything else? Is this the correct answer? Let's check one. This let's say this is not correct, right?
No.
This is
First
wrong.
one is second one
4
is
for 1 is not
Second.
possible. No, 4 for 1 is it's correct. I believe 4 plus 1 is 5 and 4 minus 1 is 3, right? So we have 5 and 3, yeah. And 4 plus 0 is 4. Yeah, this is correct, right? And for let's say 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 minus 4
सही
is
है.
2. ठीक है ना?
Yes.
Let's submit it. Maybe it works. गलत होगा तो खराब लगेगा. चलो सही हो गया. हाँ. Ayushi, this is working, right? Maybe some issues in your code.
हाँ, okay. Yeah, -1 का कुछ issue का, I think.
हाँ,
I'll try
हाँ.
again.
So this was quite a good question, right? Because like हाँ इसमें एक चीज हमको सीखने को मिला जो मैं रिकमेंड करूंगा. देखो कि जब भी क्वेश्चन टफ लगा समझ में आ गया तो ग्रेडी है क्योंकि एन बहुत बड़ा है, राइट? एन बहुत बड़ा है और बिट्स नहीं है तो ग्रेडी लगेगा ही लगेगा. ग्रेडी में जैसे शॉर्टिंग सोचना चाहिए और शॉर्टिंग यूज भी हुआ है इसमें बकायदा. तो स्टार्टिंग में यूज नहीं हुआ. शॉर्टिंग यूज भी हुआ है इसमें बकायदा. और दूसरा हम लोग सोचना चाहिए क्या, छोटे से ऐसे स्टार्ट करना चाहिए कि जो अगर 2 एलिमेंट होगा तो कैसे सॉल्व करें अपने, फिर 4 में उसको एक्सपेंड करेंगे, बड़े बड़े एक्सपेंड कर सकते हैं, राइट? ठीक है. तो सबको समझ में आ गया तो भाई एक हाथ उठा लो. गौरव, तन्मय, विवेक, थैंक यू. थैंक यू. गौरव आपको नहीं आया?
नहीं हो गया.
समझ गए. थैंक यू. या तो आई रिकमेंड ना जितना क्वेश्चन हमने डिस्कस किए, इफ यू कोड दिस ऑल दिस क्वेश्चंस, राइट, ये आपको बहुत हेल्प होगा फ्यूचर में जाके. इफ यू कोड दिस प्रॉब्लम खुद से हार्ड कोड करोगे तो आपको बहुत हेल्प होगा. बाकी तो सब ठीक है, बाकी कोई इश्यूज नहीं, सब ठीक थे. Yeah, this was the first day of the 75 coders challenge, and yeah, we have to cover 75 contest. And I hope first contest में बहुत कुछ सीखी हो, right? Although क्वेश्चन की डिफिकल्टी उतना नहीं देखेगा, पर फिर भी आप देखें अप्रोच कैसे किया जाता है, कैसे क्वेश्चन को कैसे हैंडल करते हैं, एंड का इंपॉर्टेंस समझे, बेसिक बिट्स ऑपरेशन देखें, कुछ कुछ सीखने को मिला. जैसे हम कोड फोर्सेस से कॉन्टेस्ट डिस्कस करेंगे, लीड कोड के करेंगे, तो यू गेट मोर एंड मोर इनसाइट्स, राइट? नए टिप्स सब आते जाएंगे, right? So yeah, so we stick to this approach, and yeah, next contest probably we discuss on Sunday, Saturday, which I firmly believe we eat code bi-weekly.